Bif Naked and her songs like Spaceman and I Love Myself Today have left a unique imprint on Canadian culture, and now a new documentary is highlighting her distinctive music career. Joining us to talk more about her legacy, her ongoing career, and this documentary that can be seen on Super Channel Fuse is Bif Naked. Welcome to CityNews 24/7. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to see you.
Likewise. I'm so excited to speak to you about your story and what a story it is. You are peeling the curtain back on Biff, on Beth. Walk us through first how you came to even want to make a documentary.
I didn't. No, I have to blame my manager, Peter. He's been my manager for 32 years. I've had the same manager, and I put a memoir out in 2016, and they're making a feature film based on my memoir. And he was talking with our producers about, he was being approached by documentary filmmakers all the time. It's very popular right now to make a music documentary, biopics, all this type of thing. And they suggested that they work with him on it using their company. And that's kind of how it started. So almost 4 years ago, they embarked on that journey and worked with Scorgie and with Pollyanna Hardwick-Brown. And of course, Super Channel had faith in my story, and here we are, and it came to life, and yeah, it's very exciting.
And I love how you're showing so much love to everybody who was involved in this project. But we have to talk about your role too, because you're really not afraid of getting vulnerable here. You're speaking not only about your rise to fame, but everything before, during, and after as well. Talking about a secret birth in India, being adopted by missionaries, raised in Canada, overcoming so much here. You're talking about some pretty difficult things. How do you prepare emotionally to start speaking about the best moments of your life, but also moments that you have to relive?
I think for me, it's kind of easy in a way, just because as far as being a songwriter, I've always kind of written songs that were very autobiographical. I mean, it's partly cathartic, either that or I have a terrible imagination. I've always written songs about my life, and what I like about telling the story in the documentary is that my birth mom gets to share her version of the story, and that was so meaningful to me. And also listening to my band share their versions, listening to my manager share his perspective on the career and on my personal life. It just is just kind of the full spectrum of this tale.
It all comes together.
Yeah.
How did you go about the process of including your birth mother in this documentary?
I think that it was over time we had looked at the trajectory of my path, whether it was my personal life or my family of origin story. And you can't really tell my story professionally or personally without going back into my childhood. And the things that make me a person, I guess, like all of us, is looking at our story of origin and what makes us. Yeah.
I heard you describe the documentary as a love letter, so I was hoping to ask you, what was most freeing about creating this documentary?
I would say for sure, again, going back into my childhood and finding all of the archival footage, not just of my early career stuff, because, you know, when I started playing, it was before the internet. I was just a little grasshopper. No, so that was really cool. The fact that they could get all this early footage, not just from Much Music and stuff like that, but I don't know where they found some of this stuff.
I love that it was I love that it was documented. Even somebody had the idea to keep track of the process along the way.
Yeah, somebody's old, VHS tapes in grandma's garage or wherever they got it. But it was really cool, and to see pictures of my family from India and beyond, so it was cool.
Beautiful. And I have to ask you this because you are Bif Naked. Your name is synonymous with being yourself, being unapologetic about who you are, being free, and at a time where so many people might be a little facing that struggle and pressure to fit in, find their people, find their community here. What do you say to them?
Well, and now I find even more so because now I'm getting older. So now I look at my fans who all are getting older with me. I say the same things now more than ever, is you have to embrace and love yourself more than ever before. You have to love yourself every day.
Wow. Okay, so Bif Naked documentary can be seen on demand on Super Channel Fuse. And as is the case with many people, you've inspired an entire generation, and I think a new generation is on their way to loving and knowing Bif Naked. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.